Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chef. Wanted to come and make another video for you guys to help you understand what a staircase pattern is and how to look for it and how to trade it. Okay, so a staircase pattern is basically you just want to think about a staircase. You have your leg up, you have your pullback, you have your leg up, you have your pullback, things like that. Okay, now I'm going to just show you real quick what it looks like on the smaller time frame and kind of explain some of these things that do potentially happen in a staircase pattern. Oh, well, let me just do AMD. Let's talk about AMD. Here you go. All right, so when it comes to a staircase pattern, I am a supply and demand trader. I like to buy at supply, I like to buy at demand, whichever one comes first, whichever one is breaking out. I like grabbing the trend changes when directions change in a stock. A lot of times they change volatility, they change in the option contracts, and so on and so on. Sometimes catalyst comes in that causes a stock to trend up, and therefore you see a staircase pattern. A trend change, it's what creates a public participation phase. Okay, so this is supply and demand. Okay, so demand is your accumulation phase, supply is distribution phase, and here just kind of shows a picture perfect on AMD. Okay, so I want to make sure you guys understand this correctly. So when you guys do see these posts that I be posting on there, when something is a trend change, this is what you should be looking for, and not be afraid to hold your positions just a bit longer. And it's not just to hold your positions longer, but just to always get back in on some red candles, right? So anyways, everybody knows what happens to AMD. What happened to AMD after the earnings that ended up trending, and people were so hyped about it, and it was making these all-time highs. It broke on the weekly level. It got a great catalyst, which was earnings, and this thing just ran. It was literally like you just buy this thing, and you're automatically making tons of money on AMD. That's just the way that it worked out. So what happened here is we broke out from a weekly level because of earnings, so which was a pretty awesome deal for everybody that got in AMD. I know some people were holding like 110 calls, they were holding 100 calls, 120s, and these guys made like over 150% on these, and that was awesome. So great job for you. So what I want to show you here is the public participation phase, meaning the phase where it creates a staircase pattern to the top. This is a trend. Okay, this is what happens when a trend changes. You want to be able to see something like this. You want to see a nice run up, right? First of all, what level did we break from, right? First of all, was it a weekly level? Was it a daily time frame level? Was it a 4-hour level? A monthly level? Was it a major resistance that it broke? Was it a pattern breakout like a pennant, bull flag, triangle, symmetrical, whatever it was? Okay, it depends on the type of pattern that you break out, the type of level that it breaks out, the resistance, the supply that it breaks out from. That's what's going to depend, and that's what's going to create the staircase pattern and has potential to create it. If it doesn't create that staircase pattern, then most likely that stock will come back down, fail on the retest, and just start trending back down and stay within the same range. INTC is a perfect one, so I'll be able to show you that. So here, AMD, it broke on the weekly. It came here, and look what it did on the pre-market. This is why I like the 4-hour time frames. That shows all the details when people call gaps. This here actually shows you everything, and it shows you the full price action history. Price action history just meaning that something that's happened in the past will happen in the future, that it's getting bought up like it has in the past. It's getting rejected like it has in the past. It's bouncing like it has in the past. That's what price action means. So price action is leading this stock to create that staircase pattern once we broke out of that weekly level. Once we broke 100 again, it created a lot more volatility, and that's where you see these aggressive openings. They're all like solid green. So here you have your run up, you have your pullback, you have the hold of pre-market, you have the run up, you have that base, and again we get a little fake out right here. But look at the candle body still closing inside on the 30-minute, and you can always scale out on the 1 hour time frame and 4 hour time frames and things like that. Go on the 15. As low as potentially as you can. The 5 minute, the 1 minute, you're going to get faked out. So don't trade on that if you're trading a staircase pattern and plan to hold a swing play. You want to be on the larger time frames. You want to be able to see candle bodies closing right above. You see, so here's your run up again. Here's your pullback, holding that pre-market, still holding up. Run up, still holding pre-market, and then run up. Look what happens. This time, the pre-market, look what happened here. It failed. So we hit a high, we hit a distribution phase, and then look what's happening now. Now we're getting the opposite effect. The aggressive selling off is happening on AMD. So definitely, still, you can still short tops. So this one, all you're doing is you're changing the direction of your stock, because now it trend changes. Trend changed to the downside now. Until this changes, you're still on the put side. This year, it's better to buy on these red candles. So any pullback that it gets, it's good to buy until this changes. So if you would have bought, like, let's just say, for example, you're like, hey, I'm going to buy AMD, and you buy it right here. Technically, that's an amazing entry because we are still uptrending. But because it failed, your stop loss is literally right there. So there's no reason for you to not manage risk. There's no reason for you to hope that it's going to continue to the top side. So therefore, you're not getting greedy, you're managing risk, you're cutting loss, and you're taking a proper valid trade. It's not that you took a red trade, it's that you took a proper managed trade. That's the difference. Okay. And what happens when you do that, all you got to do is switch how you view it, and then you automatically go into puts. So see what happens. We base out, we get this nice pop, and then we get the rejection. We get a nice pop, rejection. Right here, we got a nice little pop and an instant rejection, with it still kind of trending down. So the staircase pattern now, it's happening to the downside. So this is the nice staircase pattern to the top. Okay, let me show you another one that does that staircase pattern. So like I said, let's go on the 4 hour time frame, and then we'll go on the smaller time frame. Walmart, you guys know that we had Walmart in the past, like 3 weekly videos, and I kept saying, like, hey guys, like, this is gonna break out, this is gonna be something that you shouldn't miss. I know that Walmart's probably crushed a lot of you guys. It had sideways movement. People called the chop, while I called it the perfect setup, because I knew that once it popped, I knew that it was going to keep on running. I knew that it was going to start trend changing, because I've seen this multiple times. And look what is happening to Walmart. I bet you none of you guys out there are looking at Walmart anymore ever since this happened. Okay, look at the break of all this supply. Okay, all that supply, and look what happened. We got that beautiful retest. Okay, nice break, retest here. And this is when I was in the swing trade for Walmart. I ended up taking profits way up here at this like 146. And I haven't got my alerts, as you can see over here. I have the next alert, and pretty much I missed it today. But for some reason, TOS is just having problems with the alerts lately. I've been having a lot of issues personally. Hopefully you guys are not. But beside the point, you still want to see this nice staircase pattern, okay? The staircase pattern, it started happening here while everybody kept saying that, Walmart's a slow mover, it's a horrible stock, and it's chop, and you lose a lot of money. Well, look what you truly missed out. You missed on something that could have made you a lot of money had you been patient. I literally waited for a very long time for this to play out, and I went in full position here. I held some swings here the next day, and then I swung it the next day, got in some more weekly. So I took full advantage of this move, the staircase pattern that is now creating, and all it's doing now is just driving up. Okay, so look, I just want to show you. Here's your little staircase pattern, right? And then now it's pushing. So guess what? I'm gonna wait for the pre-market stuff to happen again, and you might get like another little staircase pattern here, and it's just running up into earnings now. So it's definitely a nice staircase pattern once it broke out of a major resistance. Okay, so now that you guys see that, let me show you one more, one that has failed continuously to break. And this is definitely on my watch list. I was able to trade it yesterday. I got in today and I got faked out, but no big deal. Here's the meat of the bone. Meaning a lot of the pressure is happening here. So every time it pops over this 54.10 level, it just pops. So we're getting a lot of resistance here, and then now it's kind of just chilling on the bottom. So most likely this thing will probably come back down here if it continues to get rejected, because a lot of the chips today were aggressively rejected, and TSM was one of them. TSM had a bull flag. But either way, I like that it's still building sideways. I like that it's still doing this. And for sure, if we can break 54.55, this is what I'm going to look for on INTC as well. I want to be able to look for a trend change, which would create a nice staircase pattern back to the top. INTC is still a great company in my opinion, and I know that it has a lot of potential to keep on trending back up. It just needs to find a good momentum. It needs to find a healthy market. It needs to have, like, the chips need to have like some type of great catalyst that can cause this to give it a reason to keep on driving, and with some good volume as well. So definitely looking forward to INTC to build a new staircase pattern and to start trending back up. Okay, so just showing you here another example of something that you can potentially wait for to start trending to the top. Okay, so let me show you one more just so you guys can be aware of what this is, what a staircase pattern is, and just showing you multiple things that are happening in the market. You guys know that I've had financials on the weekly watch list. I cover them. I always make sure that you guys know you're updated on financial sector, that it's driving. And then let me just show you. Okay, look at all this resistance right here. Okay, so here, see this resistance right here, that 157. Here you go, that area again, and look how big this range is. Like, I can drop it way down here and tell you that it's huge, but technically it's around right here. So all the consolidation here, a lot of it is just sideways, guys. Okay, so this is what I like the most. This is what I like trading. When something goes range, it creates a huge area, a big zone, you can say, and it's the level accumulation phase. So this is on a larger time frame, a larger scale of being sideways for such a long time, that now look at this. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the tops. All right, look what happened here. This is what I want you to understand now, that the bigger time frame, look, it broke out from this piece down here, JPM, and it hit right here, this level. This is the level of resistance, that's supply. So now that it's creating a nice trend change, I am looking forward for JPM, because it's on the larger scale. I'm actually looking for this retest of this all-time high. I think, yes, we will meet some resistance levels on the way up, but I am not scared of those, because of the strength that it now has to continue. It's more powerful on the staircase pattern because of the amount of time that it was range trading. Okay, so this is what I like about all financials. Even if XLF, you go take a look at XLF, they're all just rocking and rolling. Okay, so look at this. The bigger the range, the bigger the break, the bigger the staircase pattern will happen to be for us. Okay, remember that. The bigger the time it takes to consolidate like this, the better it is on the breakout. The more confident you should be with taking this trade on a swing trade with longer expiration. Those who have bigger accounts can grab more time and grab in the money, just because those contracts maybe are like a little over 1K. I haven't checked, but definitely, something to look forward to. So the best way to trade it. Okay. Go on to 30. Just like I showed you. Watch those pre-market levels. Look at this level here today. Okay. Look at the little base that it created right there. Okay. I'm not drawing them all perfect, but you get the idea, right? So now let it play out. I played JPM today and I lit it right up. So now we're going to wait for a little staircase pattern here to build. And we're going to wait for this to continue to the top side and keep buying on those red candles. You stop out right below. It's very simple, guys, okay? Buy the dip. Don't buy the breakout. Buying the breakout doesn't make sense on a staircase pattern. Buy on red candles. Use the pre-market, okay? So now the one that I'm going to look forward to is CAT. We're going to buy on red candles. We're going to look for this piece right here, this 211.50 all the way to 212. What is this? 212. Yeah, around 212, 211.50 to 212. We're going to look for this to be a dip buy. We want it to hold above. We want those 30-minute candles to close above in those levels, and we'll be able to look for CAT to trend change completely, okay? So that's what I meant when I sent the message for CAT, that we're going to look for this to hit these tops, and the targets are going to be way up here, 222. So look out for this to create a staircase pattern. Look out for red candles to buy. And please, please do not miss this trade. So I'll leave you with that. Hopefully this helps you understand what a staircase pattern is, the public participation phase. All right, guys? All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one.